Hollywood has a historical mystery, an unsolved scandal, from the 1920s that still surprises people today. This is the story of William Desmond Taylor. In 1922, Taylor, who was a famous Hollywood director at the time, was found shot dead inside his bungalow in Los Angeles. It was clearly a murder, but the killer was never officially caught. The police investigation began, but the case quickly became complicated. The media started sensational reporting. Behind Hollywood's glamorous face, a dark reality began to appear. Taylor had connections with several actresses. The most famous among them was Mary Miles Minter. The press spread rumors that she had a personal relationship with Taylor. Letters were discovered containing emotional words. However, no solid evidence was found to prove her involvement in the murder. The case included discussions about drugs, jealousy, and a possible love triangle. Another name that came up was Mabel, who was a friend of Taylor. She was also questioned during the investigation, but all the evidence was circumstantial. The police were under pressure. The media intensified its sensational coverage, and the truth remained unclear. This scandal deeply damaged Hollywood's image. People began asking what was really happening behind the glamorous world of films. Studios started damage control. Media narratives were carefully managed. Efforts were made to protect public trust. Taylor's murder is still officially unsolved. More than 100 years have passed, yet the mystery remains. Some believe powerful individuals were involved and the case was suppressed. Others think a jealous lover may have been responsible. But there is no final answer. This story remains a shadowy chapter in Hollywood's history, where fame, power, and secrets came together. Even today, historians and crime researchers continue to discuss the case, but the truth may remain a mystery forever. In the 1910s, film companies were operating on the East Coast of America. But because of patent lawsuits, cold weather, and high costs, many filmmakers moved west. In California, in a small area of Los Angeles, there was a place called Hollywood. With sunny weather, cheap land, and year-round shooting possibilities, the studio system was born there. By 1920, Hollywood had become the center of the global film industry. Silent films were being made. Actors performed without dialogue, telling stories only through facial expressions and body language. In 1927, sound films arrived and cinema changed completely. Theaters began to fill up. The star system started. Studios signed actors to long-term contracts. Their appearance and even their personal lives were controlled. The 1930s and 1940s are called Hollywood's Golden Age. Large sets, musical films, romantic dramas, and war stories dominated the screen. While the world was involved in war, audiences saw glamour and hope in cinemas. The studio system was at full power. Writers, directors, and actors were all studio employees. Money poured into Hollywood. America's soft power increased through films. During this time, major studios became famous. Warner Brothers produced crime and social drama films. Paramount Pictures launched glamorous stars. Universal Pictures made horror films popular. 20th Century Fox created large-scale, epic productions. Hollywood's rise was not only about money. It influenced culture. Fashion, hairstyles, and even ways of speaking were copied around the world. Actors became idols. Cinema was not just entertainment. It became a powerful influence. But inside, the story was different. Studio contracts were strict. Actors had limited freedom. If they argued with a studio, their careers could end. The media carefully controlled their public image. Personal scandals were often hidden. In the 1940s and 1950s, the blacklist era began. Under political pressure, many writers and actors were banned from working. Once a name appeared on the blacklist, work stopped. In the 1960s, the system began to break apart. Court decisions ended the studio's monopoly. New directors and independent filmmakers emerged. Films became more realistic and bold. Youth culture appeared on screen. Hollywood started to change. In the 1980s and 1990s, the blockbuster era arrived. Big budgets, special effects, and global markets became the focus. Superhero films and action franchises began to dominate. Revenues reached hundreds of millions of dollars. Marketing strategies became stronger. Opening weekend box office became very important. Scandals, however, never completely disappeared. Allegations of casting couch practices had existed for decades. Power imbalance remained a major issue. In 2017, the Me Too movement exposed several powerful figures. Discussions about accountability increased within the industry. Inside the industry, competition is intense. Thousands compete for auditions. The success rate is very low. Networking, agents, and contract negotiations are complex. Mental health issues are also discussed more openly. Fame brings heavy pressure. Today, Hollywood is no longer limited to America. Streaming platforms and global audiences have changed the system. Along with theatrical releases, online platforms have become essential. Budgets have increased, but risks have also grown. Franchise culture dominates the industry. Hollywood began as a small place, but it rose into a global empire. Behind the glamour, there has always been struggle, control, politics, and scandal. The industry has continued to evolve over time. Power structures have changed, but one basic truth remains: stories shape the world. Hollywood's history is a mix of rise and fall. Innovation, money control, and rebellion have all played a role. Even today, new talent and new challenges continue to appear. But the foundation remains, the same as it was in the sunny lands of California in the 1910s. This is the complete story of Hollywood, from its beginnings to its rise, from scandals to its inner system.